Just the other day, I ran across a profile, and this young mother, she was about 39, was online allowing a grown ass man attempt to groom her daughter on TikTok Live. Yep, you heard me. You heard me right. Story time. Predators hidden in plain sight. Yo, what's up, fam? What's up, my tribe? I'm your host, Sam J, and this is Story Time of the Uncut Truth. Today, I want to talk about predators in our communities that are hidden in plain sight. Now, this is one of those episodes where it's involving a story time, so it's going to be very brief. But I will be also doing an episode about predators hidden in plain sight. But this story is a true story, right? This is something I just witnessed about 2 days ago. And I was so unnerved about it for a couple of reasons. And so I'm going to get into the story of it and break down to you exactly what was going on. Whew. So I woke up Friday and I got on TikTok live, and I immediately seen I ran across this page. Just you know how when you're on TikTok, you you're just scrolling through, and then there's a host of people that just be online. Y'all know it. And you just see all kind of crazy shit, right? All kind of crazy shit be online. Now, craziest that I've seen so far today has been this one I'm about to talk about. And this is this young lady online, young mother, come to find out she's around about 39. Because she did mention she was about to be 40 in a couple of weeks. So if y'all hear wind in the background, you guys, y'all know how I do on here. This Uncut Truth, we keep it raw. No studios, no nothing. And because a lot of this stuff that needs to be told, sometimes it comes to us, especially it comes to me throughout all times of day. And so I'm listening to the live. And so I stopped. I'm curious, because for one, the mother was very attractive, and she was on there like a lot of them do. Just had a live feed going and was just kind of doing things around the house. Looked like she was cleaning up. While she was on this live, she had her daughter with her. So as you first log into the live, right? You don't know what's what or who is who, right? You just see it was just two women there, right? But as you're watching the live, you can clearly tell that one was younger than the other. More so that as you're sitting on the live, if you sit on there for more than a minute, if that long, or longer, you can digest what's happening, or just that okay, this must be the mother and the daughter, or you initially assume that. In these days and age, you never can tell, right? You just never know. But it was kind of obvious just from as I was sitting on there for about a minute. I could kind of tell that the other young lady was a lot younger than the one that was hosting the live and that was talking. So as I joined the live started off. As I joined the live in progress where there was this gentleman talking, and he's sounded like an older gentleman, older than myself. I'm 42, and I immediately could tell that he was a lot older, right? Or assume he was a lot older by his voice. He is in the live making remarks to the mother about, how beautiful she is and how beautiful the other young lady that's beside her is, and he started making remarks about how old is she, uh, can he take her out, can he come in town? He lives in, how a lot of these predators do, uh, you know, online. One of their biggest tools they have now is being on this online. So at a moment's glance, you kind of, especially if you're not in there very long, you chalk it up to that it's another guy trying to be flirtatious with these women while they on live. Is what they do. And but as I'm looking at the comments started to insinuate that this guy was like, some of the comments was like, "Yo, dude, you 50 some years old." So I'm looking at the comments. Then I look back at the screen, looking at the mother, seeing what they doing. And as I was just about to click off, so what the mother was doing, she was hosting her live and she was inviting people to jump on her live, right? So she's clicking on, people, they chiming in to try to get on her live, and she's allowing them access to be on her live. So as I was just about to click off, she invited another person in. And so this other young guy, not sure how old he was, this other guy got on and he was like, he immediately starts, clowning his brother real bad. And so straight off the bat, he's like, "Dude, what is you doing? Why are you on this woman live trying to talk to her daughter? You clown." Oh, and it got worse, right? So I immediately paused and I stopped. I was like, "Hold up. This can't be what I think it is. Can't be. Can't be what I think it is." Right? I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, really, is there a 50-some-year-old guy on live? Because again, you can look at the other young lady, the other person, and you could tell that she was a lot younger than the host. You could tell that. Especially if you're a grown ass man. You have those discernments in your visual. Any man that has not grown in that age, ladies, y'all gotta stay away from these kind of dudes. They predators. Any man, that can't decipher a woman who's 30 something plus younger than him is a predator. Any man who can't tell the difference is a predator. Watch him. Or should I say a potential predator, right? So I'm listening to the other brother really kick up dust, and he's handing this guy the business now. So I sat there for a little bit longer. I'm like, okay. That's what I'm talking about, brother. If this is what's true, get him, get his ass, get his ass. Because it was something new to me for me to see. Because you usually don't see other brothers checking brothers for their idiocracy, or their ignorant behavior, or their predatory behavior, for one thing. And so I definitely stayed to see where this shit was going. So other brother, he's like, again, he's going ham on him. He's like, bro, ain't you 50 something years old? And he confirms it. So I sat there a little longer just to listen to see was what the other guy yamming about the strength of his validity. And so he's turning this dude into an asshole with his words. He's clowning him, going and getting him. And the dude responding back, with a lot of arrogance. Man, what are you talking about? Man, I didn't know she was young. She never said. And so the other guy was like, bro, you can look at her and tell that that's her daughter. Didn't she just tell you that was her daughter? And you still trying to talk to her daughter? You still trying to ask, can you come and see them? He's like, dude, what kind of shit you on? Whole time. And y'all know I'm gonna get to the grit of this shit. The whole time, the mother, once again, keep in mind, this is her TikTok live. She can shut all of that shit down at any time. So these two brothers going back and forth. This old ass dude trying to defend himself, defend his actions. And this mother, again, she's like 39. She may have been 40, right? But nonetheless, she's a mother. Regardless of her age, she a mother and that's her child. And she was literally on TikTok live allowing this dude to, because her daughter was talking back to the guy. Like they on there with that. That's what she was doing, right? And from what I got from her responses was that she told him that was her child, but nonetheless, you still have this guy on your live. So the other dude, again, you got these two black men now going at each other. She calls herself trying to diffuse the situation, and she chimes in and say, "Oh no, that wasn't going down no way," you know. And I'm like, going down no way, really? That's your response to that? That this old man, when he got on live, he's already, he had his eyes on either one of y'all. But he preferred the one that looked a lot younger. Because again, predators hidden in plain sight. So as he asking you all where y'all at and where you stay, he a truck driver, woo woo woo. He is grooming information to learn more about your daughter yourself. And look, when the age of the daughter gets told, the daughter is, I think, about 20 or 21. In the comments, there were a lot of brothers that were, or I don't know if the people in the comments were brothers, but there were men in the comments. You could tell by their names, you could tell by their responses, that were making statements about she legal and etc. Yo, y'all know I was tripping, right? But nonetheless, then she invites a third party to get on that live. And the third guy, now this is about no more, now this has gone on for about 4 minutes at this point. Then she invited a third guy on there. And the third guy commits to do the same thing. Sorry about that. But the third guy begins to do the same thing. This time, the third guy is a lot more aggressive than the second guy. The third guy was a lot more, yo, dude, we finna come find you. You know, look, I applaud those two brothers for that eventually, I guess the dude just hung up, right? Eventually, either the dude hung up or she stopped alive. One of the two things happened. No, she didn't stop alive. I'm sorry. She ended their calls that ended their profiles being on the live. So she cut the two guys off that were the first guy and the third guy. Because, like I said, the third guy came on and he was a lot more aggressive than the second guy with his words. He was a lot more savage with his words. And he was like, yo, we finna come find you, bro. And we finna handle you. And of course, the old ass guy still trying to defend himself. He goes into this hood shit himself. He goes into this hood mentality and this hood talk himself about who he is and where he from, woo. So she ended up cutting the first guy and the third guy off. And then her response is, "Oh, we ain't gonna do that on, we can't do that on here, guys. We can't be like that." Whole time I'm saying, I'm thinking to myself, but you the mother of this child, and you allowing this man to communicate with your child like that on your TikTok live. Let me tell you why this is so important to discuss. Because there may be somebody listening now that may be like, but she 21, Stop it. So that's what I mean about predators hidden in plain sight. Because not only do you have these grown ass men who have not matured, not even to have the foresight to be able to look at two women and distinguish which one is his age range, right? And which isn't. And I make that statement because a part of the conversation or part of his rebuttal was, I didn't know how old she was. That's why I was asking the mother, how old was she? And does she date that she got a man? And you are going to have grown ass men, when they get caught being predators, they're going to use that excuse that, oh, I didn't know how old she was, or she 21. Bruh. Let me tell you something, brothers. If you listening and you one of those guys, but you kind of treading, hopefully you're not. If you fall in this challenge, hopefully you're not. But we've seen a lot of cases here lately with a lot of these, especially these hotep guys and these so-called spiritual leaders, strewing a lot of these women into this eclipse of mind control that it's very sad and sickening, you know. And the whole time using the Most High as their operating language. And first thing they will say, that would be one of their first responses, is that they legal and I didn't know what age she was. You know, that's other bullshit, guys. Other bullshit. Now, if you're one of those brothers who you've caught yourself in the past kind of trending that way, let me tell you something. Get some mental clarity about yourself. Talk to the Most High about your discernment and your foresight. You know, cleanse yourself from a lot of the deviance that you have when it comes to that kind of attraction. Because understand this, you are in that category of predatory behavior, tendencies, all the way down to potentially committing those acts if you are still operating in that mindset. But yeah, everybody, these are predators hidden in plain sight, man. You got some homeboys like that. Watch them. Check, hey, check them. And if you don't feel the need to check them, if it ain't your business, let me tell you something. Stay away from around them. Separate yourself from that energy. Because the head is coming, y'all. And what I mean by that is a lot of people finna become caught up in their insatiable desires. A lot of people finna be exposed because of that. There finna be a lot of assaults happening, especially in the sexual assault dynamics to men and women. But it can be eradicated. It can be stopped in its tracks, or shall we say, it could be muzzled as not muzzled, right? But it can be held accountable. It's kind of what my probably is the best word I can grasp right now. It can be handled, stopped, and held responsible for his actions and his behavior and its forecoming. Only way that's going to happen, though, is that those who see it speak up about it, call it out. See, we got into this era of don't want to shame somebody for their shortcomings. That's what they call it, right? Their vices and their shortcomings. But let me tell you something about that kind of behavior. It's dangerous. It destroys lives physically and mentally. In each and every way. You know. And the most important thing that I took from that whole thing, the thing that stood out to me the most, and a lot of you probably have been waiting on me to say this, is that the mother was sitting there allowing this to go on. I'm not talking about the two dudes getting into it, because he deserved his ass to be checked. But she is the author. She was the author of that invitation because she had her TikTok live on. She invited this guy on. And the minute he started talking sideways, she should have shut it down. She should have shut him off, shut it down. However she needed to do, you know. But she allowed it. And she allowed the live to keep going. And even to the point that when two other black men came to the front of the crowd and like, yo, we gonna check this dude for doing this. When this dude wanted to start to push back and fight back, she still didn't say a goddamn word. Other than Now trying to, kind of including the other guys who was there to try to, step up for her or step up for her daughter, which is right. Trying to put the basically trying to put the other two guys in the category with the predator. Not saying putting them in the category of being predators, but the aspect of, oh no, no guys, we can't do no arguing. They gonna shut the live down. We can't talk like that. Wow, wow, right? Now, I know this is for a lot of people. We've heard so many things now. We've seen so many things, and we have become desensitized to what's going on around us, especially in media, especially in news. And some people out there would say, "Well, man, that's no different than a mother selling her child." It's not. Absolutely correct. It's not. But it's an example of my title, and that is Predators Hidden in Plain Sight. Because you have these predators who come across initially. Because I think when he initially got on the live, like he wasn't, it wasn't like he was talking in between their legs, right? But he was very much so letting the mother know, hey, I'm trying to come see y'all. And it's like, dude, this is a damn TikTok live. This is a stranger, entire stranger and strangers you talking to. Like, you don't even know, just on the real, right? You don't even know what's on their birth certificate, and you on here with that, you know, calling yourself trying to make a love connection. But ladies, y'all got to be careful, because these the type of dudes. These are the kind of dudes who will get with you to touch on your daughters. Telling y'all, and you have to be the first line of protection when it comes to your children. Fellas, good guys, it's to the good guys. When you see shit like that going down, for one, my advice when it comes to that in general, right? That wasn't a warranted space for for you to try to check a stranger for, right? That was the mother's job to do. Just straight up like that. That was the mother's job to do. If you in turn, however, if you are in turn seeing a physical assault happen on any magnitude, it is your duty as a king to bring peace and stop what the fuck is going on. Straight like that. Y'all know it. The days have passed and they're gone with all of this what ain't my business shit. If you seen somebody hurt somebody else, you handle it. You handle it. Now, how you handle it is another topic, another discussion. Because there is some protection, self-protection, conversations that need to happen amongst a lot of men. Because I don't think a lot of men know how to even defend themselves in a case of any kind of emergency or in a case of any kind of assault and things like that. How to, the different ways to protect yourself, whether it's lethal, non-lethal. And again, we talk about protecting yourself and protecting others. And also, there's not a lot of education being pushed on how to avoid situations, avoid yourself getting out of them. But I'm going to talk about one avoidance right here, and that is this is why it's so important that when you are dating, you observe behavior. So I'm going to use a scenario here, and then I'm going to let y'all go. So let's say you're dating somebody that's dating her, a particular woman at hand, right? Because clearly, this is the kind of woman I wouldn't want. I wouldn't date her, regardless of how cute she is, right? Regardless of what the attraction is, on any magnitude. Just the fact that you were way too comfortable with allowing a man who is damn near 60 years old to push up on your 21-year-old daughter or 20-year-old daughter. I don't even think she's old enough to drink, because I think in my mind when they said her age, I was like, damn, she ain't even old enough to even get in a club or drink. Not even legal to do those things. But even besides that, a 50-something-year-old man should not even be any room of conversation with anybody in their 20s. Why are y'all doing that? You know, but society has moved in a large direction since the 80s. Certain levels of morality are just gone, tarnished, kaput. Feel me? But just like Cat Williams said, we cannot allow these losers to rewrite our history. They cannot dictate what's right and what's wrong, or what's good or bad. But that's where we have gotten into. Not where we hidden. We are at this place right now. Morality is gone. Morals is thin. And when I say thin, meaning that it's hard, it's like a needle in a haystack finding someone that that you could be compatible with because of a lot of lack of morality. A lot of the leadership qualities in a lot of men are tarnished and destroyed and broken because they've been chasing the wrong women all their life. And now it's a heap of them now, so you can hardly tell them apart, but it's not hard to tell them apart. And that is proper courtship, proper dating, truly getting to know that person, and also observation. Let's just say this particular situation wasn't on TikTok, right? But it was in person. And let's just say this woman was someone that, again, she's an attractive mother, attractive sister. But say you run across this kind of conversation or this kind of communication act or this kind of situation with someone you're interested in. And this is just a small example, but you observe all behavior. And so you see that that's her response to that situation, like where she's allowed this man in her space to talk to her daughter like that. You're like, yo, he trying to talk to both of y'all. And you cool with that. You ain't, and there's a small window of that understanding, right? In today's society now, women have to be very careful how they shut men down, right? We get it. But let me tell you something about that. Any man can be shut down without anybody can be shut down with you having to fear retaliation from them, because it's all about you being in control of it and having that courage to be in control of it, right? Meaning For example, remove yourself from a situation. Within that case, right? All that mother had to do was just like, hey, yo, come on, G. Come on, brother. That's my daughter, man. I really don't appreciate how you talk like that. Well, get it, man. But you be blessed. You have a great day, and all she had to do was get off the line. However, this whole adrenaline with being on TikTok live and all of that, and whatever revenue that she may be getting from it, she is just engorged herself into that whole process of it. And then now you at the hands of this predator because you allowed too much room. You allow this person able to step in way too much. And so what's happening out here in the real world, in the dating world, is that these women are not paying attention to these behaviors with these men while they dating. When they first meet them, they're being captivated or tunnel visioned by the gifts or the presence or the consistent communication that you're not reading between the lines of those type of communications. You're not paying attention to the words that they use, how they say things, what they look at, what they're looking at, all those kind of things. You're more so absorbing the selfish, the ego part of it that's lifting you up. Now there are those exceptions. Those are those cases where you just didn't know, just didn't see it. They just hid it from you completely. 9 times out of 10, the signs was always there. Always there. And 10 times out of 10, you can pull out a person's undesirable behaviors and undesirable actions out of them just by dating them long enough, paying attention to them long enough. And I'm talking about things that don't fit your personality, your morals. So how I ultimately dissected her personality was that you cool with this shit. So there's no telling what you doing behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Now, that may be prejudgment, right? But I wanted everybody to understand this. What is unseen cannot be judged. Everything that is seen is judged. When it comes down to condemnation, that's a totally different thing. No one can condemn you from nothing that hasn't harmed another person. But everything that is seen is judged. Actions. That's why they talk about action speaks louder than words. That's why they harp on that so much. And that's why that's such a more true statement than anything. Because everything that is seen, you see actions, is judged. So yeah, so when it comes to dating, if you want somebody in your life who has certain qualities, one of the most important things is to be that yourself first. Make that be a true essence of who you are. And so then when you see the undesirable behavior in others, you can walk away safely. But y'all be careful out there. That is just one of those examples about predators in plain sight. And they all around us. You see it. You see it. Women too. Yep. But that's it for this story time. I'll come back to you guys with another one real soon.